What's up, City fans? Evan here. Time for 10 and 10. We're going to get you all set for Orlando City's blockbuster Leagues Cup knockout game against Cruz Azul this Friday night. Let's put 10 minutes on the clock and get started. At number one, first we got to take you back Sunday night, Orlando City against Atletico San Luis in the final group stage game of the Leagues Cup. The Lions only needed to lose by one in order to win the group. They end up drawing and winning a penalty shootout to easily top East Group 2 on 5 points, the second consecutive year they have accomplished that. Let's take you back and show you how it all went down.
One last chance. Ojeda whipping this in. Facundo Torres nods it down. The shot to the corner. Romero Enrique, a goal in 6 straight, and Orlando leads. Driving infield, Angulo gets around Piccini. Outswinger. The header is just over the bar. Your chance to head is in. San Luis pulled one back. It's level. That is full time. But this game is not yet over. We will go to a penalty kick shootout. Thorelson, it's off the fingertips of Lopez. But Orlando grabs the extra point. It is Orlando. They will top Group 2 East and move on to the round of 32.
After the game, we got to see a very pleased Oscar Pareja as he was really impressed with the effort of his players playing more than an hour of the game down a man after the Kyle Smith red card in the first half. Let's take a listen to the head coach.
Right. It was an excellent effort from our players. We want to recognize that heart and that willingness to do the right things is what identifies Orlando City, especially in the period that we have shared here with the fans and this for years plus. We had players who give everything up, and today was not an exception. And it was not a meaningful, it was not a meaningless game in the second half. For us, it was important to win it in front of our fans. For us, it was important to keep in this momentum, and despite to have advantages in the metrics and or the numbers, but we wanted to win it, and so we're happy with the victory. Now we're preparing for the next one.
At number 3, the man of the hour, Romero Enrique, a brand new club record, 6 consecutive games with a goal. You got to go all the way back to the beginning of July to find an Orlando City match in which Romero did not score. And it has not been an easy season for Enrique. Missed several months at the start of the year with various injuries, would come back to training and have a setback on multiple occasions. Finally got back, then was out of the country getting a green card, but now finally in form and seizing his opportunity. He spoke to the press after the San Luis game and was reflective on the year he's had so far.
Bueno, la verdad que un orgullo, ¿no? Contento porque eso demuestra el esfuerzo que hice. La verdad que empecé el año con lesiones y bueno, la verdad que es un premio al esfuerzo, pero más que nada por poder ayudar al equipo, ¿no? Obviamente los delanteros tienen que hacer goles y bueno, siempre dejando todo y gracias a Dios se me está dando, estoy haciendo goles, así que contento. La jugada se dio así, que no me acuerdo quién me la da, pero se la abro a Martín y obviamente capaz con un jugador menos intenté ayudar al equipo con un poco más de juego, pero bueno, sí, contento por el gol, contento más que nada por el grupo que clasificó primero y ahora vamos por más.
At number 4, we got to talk about the number 7. That's the amount of games Orlando City has gone without losing. That is the second longest streak in club history. Back in 2020, Orlando City went a staggering 12 games without a loss in the resumption of the regular season following the MLS's back tournament. But 7 in a row is the second longest. They've done that a few times. If they're able to get a result against Cruz Azul, that will mean 8 in a row and officially make this the second longest run in club history, on which is also the best goal-scoring run the club has ever had. Central to that run at number 5 is Facundo Torres. He managed another assist on Romero Enrique's goal on Sunday. In his last 10 games, Torres has 7 goals and 6 assists. He has 5 multi-goal contribution games in that stretch. And with the assist on Sunday, Facu tied Chris Mueller for third all-time in club history with 24 assists. He's also 1 goal away from 40, which would make him the second player the club has ever had accomplish that. Only Kyle Larin has more goals than Facundo Torres. Let's hope the summer of Facu keeps on rolling deep into August. Facu was out of the game for number 6, the penalty shootout, but it didn't matter. Orlando City does what they always do, win their penalty shootouts. Going all the way back to 2015 when Orlando City entered MLS, they have never lost a penalty shootout, 9-0 in spot kicks all time, including 6-0 since Oscar Pareja took over the team in 2020. They're 2-0 in Leagues Cup. They beat Houston on penalties last year and got this one done against San Luis. Every knockout game, if it is drawn after 90 minutes, will go to penalties, so something to keep an eye on as we progress further into this tournament. A key man in the penalty shootout is, of course, your goalkeeper, and Pedro Gales has been essential to Orlando City's unbeaten run in penalty shootouts. A huge save for El Pulpo on Leo Bonatini to keep San Luis from going perfect, and Orlando City, of course, did not miss any of their kicks. Gales has rounded into form in recent weeks. Stopped a penalty in regulation against Montreal in the first Leagues Cup game on Orlando City villain Joseph Martinez, and has saved 8 shots out of 10 on frame in Leagues Cup so far. El Pulpo's form is going to be massive for Orlando City down the stretch. Good to see Gales back in form as we go further on into the year. As we turn to number 8, we put all those good vibes and great form up against one of the best teams in the continent, Cruz Azul, Mexican Giants. They finished second in Liga MX last year. They're top of the table as we go into Leagues Cup after spending more than $20 million this summer to reinforce their squad. They almost didn't get out of their group, though. It's very hard for these teams to come play on the road in the United States, and they had to deal with the Philadelphia Union needing at least a penalty win to advance after dropping PKs to Charlotte in their first game. We'll show you the highlights from last Sunday night. Cruz Azul getting it started. Luis Romo coming out of midfield. He was one of their big summer signings. That all sets up Carlos Rotondi, the left wing back, to score the opening goal for Cruz Azul. This sort of team goal is exactly what they are known for. 4 different players getting 1 touch on the ball, and there's Rotondi to finish it off. Late first half to put Cruz Azul up 1-0. That looked good to win. That would have meant Philly coming here, but right near the end of the game, a calamity at the back for Cruz Azul, turned over by Gonzalo Piovi. Kevin Mier can't get on it, and Daniel Gazdag poking it home. Philadelphia ties the game late to send it to penalty kicks, and Daniel Gazdag, the Hungarian international, playing hero as Cruz Azul just could not get out of their own way. However, Daniel Gazdag's moment in the sun ended as soon as it started. He misses the penalty just as he did against Orlando earlier this year, and Kevin Mier gets the save. Cruz Azul makes no mistake. Angel Sepulveda winning it for Cruz Azul in the end. That PK shootout win put them second in the group, sets them up to face Orlando on Friday. At number 9, a little background on Cruz Azul. Last week when we played Atletico San Luis, they were a very new club, founded in 2017. Cruz Azul traces their history all the way back to 1927. The reason they are named Cruz Azul is because they were the amateur soccer team of Mexico City-based cement company, Cemento Cruz Azul, and that's how they stayed for the first 30 years of existence. They didn't even play professional soccer. In the late 50s, they got the idea to advance past the cement concern and become a professional team. They officially were promoted into Liga MX, which was then the Primera División, in 1964. They've been there ever since. They've won 8 league titles, including breaking a 23-year drought in 2021. They've won 6 CONCACAF Champions Cup titles, one of the most successful teams in Mexican soccer history, and they have a big-time team coming to Inter-Inco Stadium this Friday night. Finally, at number 10, the $10 million man, Yorgos Giakoumakis, the big summer signing of that huge $20 million plus outlay that Cruz Azul made. You may remember him from Atlanta United, a very successful run for the Greek international with the 5 stripes, scoring 24 goals in just over 40 games with Atlanta United. But when Cruz Azul comes knocking with all that money, Giakoumakis and Atlanta were not going to say no. He's already scored twice in the first 4 Liga MX games. Going to be huge for Orlando City center backs to keep an eye on Giakoumakis if they want to come out and move on to the round of 16 on Friday night. That does it for this week's edition of 10 and 10. Huge matchup Friday night, Orlando City Cruz Azul. Tickets for the League's Cup round of 32 available right now at OrlandoCitySC.com/tickets. Hope to see you there, and we'll talk to you next week.